All right, welcome back, guys. Got some videos here, 3 videos from the Joe Budden podcast, specifically from Mark Lament Hill, as as he communicates, right? He's going to exemplify a genuine way for, I think, men should learn how to communicate, where you're articulate and the importance of being articulate and being stoic at the same time about saying your piece in a discernible sort of fashion. We get so caught up being trapped into the routine or the rhythm of arguing, when we're having discussing all things with our women, that you're trying to insert logic into an emotional sort of response, and it never really works, right? Let's get into this.
So then that puts me in a position where when we're having these conversations, I can either say nothing, agree with you, or disagree with you. Those are my 3 options, right? I can say nothing, agree with you, or disagree with you. I don't agree with you. So now my options are to disagree with you. I'm sorry, my argument is to agree with you dishonestly or to be quiet. If we're going to have a conversation, an honest conversation, and the rules are either agree with me or be quiet, that puts me in an unfair. I didn't say you.
So a lot of us men, we find ourselves in this very, very same scenario where my goal is peace. My goal is to ascertain what is wrong and address this. But if we can't have an honest back and forth discussion where I say my point and my point is just as valid as your point, if I have to either, if I agree with you, I can agree with you. If I don't agree, I can't voice that, because now we're going to get off the rails. And man, if you've been part of this, you know exactly how those conversations can get off the rails. But the problem here, and it's something I realized years ago, but too late, where our goal is peace, but no peace has ever really been achieved without conflict, right? Historically, men go to war, right? It's either there's an economic, battle, there's a lives exchanged, or just words, diplomatic battle. But no peace has ever been achieved, right? Men, write this down, pay us attention. No peace has ever been achieved through our silence. Your silence is not going to win the day or get your point across. You need to be able to communicate, and in a style that resonates with you, that leaves your emotions to the side. I'm not saying that you don't have this emotions. I'm not telling you to ignore your emotions. I'm just saying that in that game, in that exchange, it has to be one just based in stoicism, based in logic. But Patrice O'Neill had this joke, right, where you're in a relationship with women, you're trying to lead, but you're behind her in a one-way street. There's no way for you. You can't speed up and get ahead of her. There's no way for that to happen. Let's continue.
Said that, but those are the options. I didn't agree with you. If we're not going to talk about it, that's fine. But if we're going to talk about it, I have to be able to have space to say, yo, I don't agree with you. The same way I do with everybody else.
Ian, I need you to black.
That's just my position.
I need Ian to black the numbers on the new team.
Whatever. Carry on.
I mean, I just miss it.
Right there, we see how she gets to the point where she's just dismissing the conversation. The real truth is, men can't do that. If I dismiss your conversations that you're trying to have one, and you're trying to be honest about it, you're trying to have a real conversation, that dismissive nature isn't saying that, hey, I don't agree, but I don't want to. No, you're trying to invalidate everything I just said to you, especially if I took time to properly address it, not be combative, not be shameful, not try to disparage you, to just say just whatever. That in itself is very insulting.
Oh, I was gonna say.
But here's the thing. I think it's unfair. Like,
So you think I've been shooting at you? Let me ask you a question. Do you think I shoot at you more than I shoot at Amani?
No,
Do you think I shoot at you more than I shoot at Flip?
I'm not making a
I'm asking. These are just questions.
no.
Okay, so what I want you to consider potentially is that I'm just treating you like everybody else, but when you're in a position of privilege,
Shut up.
but when you're in a position of
Something
privilege,
she
getting
requested.
treated like everybody else feels like mistreatment.
That's big right there. That's big right there. I think that as men, when you get to know someone, right, and you don't know their experiences, their life experiences, how they've been treated, they bring that into your relationship, and you are treating them stoically. You're treating them just like, okay, I like to treat women like adults. Right? You're clearly an adult. You've been through life experiences. You've succeeded. You've gotten to where you are. So in times of strife, in times of conflict, when you suddenly do something that doesn't make sense to me and I point it out, right? Or just the same way, if I do something that doesn't make sense and you point it out to me, I'm going to treat you as an adult. I'm going to listen and say, okay, hold you to that standard. If you're not used to people being holding you to a standard, and this is why delusion, this rampant delusion in our society is problematic, especially relationally. If you're not used to being held to task on things you choose to do, you're going to feel like it's an attack. When it's just really, this is normal discourse. This is normally how the world treats us. Right? Outside, I've got to I'm held to this standard of rules. If I break that, if I make some mistake, there are repercussions for that. Now we're in our house, we're in our little domicile, in our relationship, and you just don't get to say, I know women love to say, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. You're an adult, right? We can make allowances for things, but you're still an adult. We have to address that. Let's finish this up.
L said, yo, do you have an issue with me because she misunderstood something that was being said? He was saying something trying to be an ally. She misunderstood it, fired at that nigga.
I didn't fire.
Mark is articulate. So he ain't us. So he gonna slow walk the dog like he did. And at the end of it, at the end of it,
objection to the usage of the word dog.
At the end of it,
right, don't get disrespectful.
It was.
I know, I understand, but
when I watched it back, it was pretty dope. I sent it to Mark. Bomb. Yo, lay eyes on this. Tell me what you think. He hit me back. Yo, I think this is dope. The discourse is important. It shows how we can heal. It shows how we get through.
Okay, so then
he hit me with all of this shit. He said, I think it's great. And I wasn't going to send it to Mel because I know Mel a little bit, but it's not right.
It's only fair.
So I sent it to Mel. Bomb. Hey, lay eyes on this. Let me know what you think. I think we both were triggered, and there's clearly a lot of pain.
Okay, that's not how I said it.
And I said, wait, what?
That's not how I said it. That's not how I said it.
And it didn't go out.
The fact of the matter is that particular type of situation I have dealt with more than anybody up here.
So again, when we take our previous trauma and our previous experiences and we move forward with that in situations where we feel like it's similar, but it's completely different, right? It's completely different. Mark is a famous ally, right? Famous, left-leaning like Democrat. He's not going to be the one to treat you, to treat Melyssa Ford as less than. But he's very articulate about his words. He chooses his words calmly and carefully. But she has a different experience with a different type of man, with a different type of like environment. So these triggers is what we're saying, right? To relate it to sort of dating today. When you come out to this field with all of these triggers primed to go, this is the inevitable result. You feel offended and you feel ready to be offended. But when you deal with a certain caliber of men, hey, I can be sympathetic to your trauma. I'm not going to sit with you. I didn't cause it. It's not my job to fix it. I'll just say, look, I'll detach with love, wish you the best, and keep it moving.
More than anybody up here, and I've taken it on the chin every single fucking time. So don't talk to me about me feeling like I'm embarrassed or humiliated because he dog walked me or whatever the case is. That's not what the fuck happened. So
that's
stop
not what we
it.
said.
No, I'm just paraphrasing right now because y'all are starting to get on my.
But you're lying on us. We didn't slow walk the dog. Don't mean dog walk you.
Okay.
That's not what that means, man.
Okay.
We just want to use these clips to sort of highlight what men sort of see on their side and sometimes trying to communicate. There's, it becomes a fine line to try and walk. I have to sugarcoat my words. I have to watch the way I say it. I have to watch the choice of words because some words may be triggering to you. But I don't know that. You didn't come with a manual that says avoid these topics, avoid these conversations, avoid these words. These are the situations I've been in, and I'm unhealed and ready to be out here, but I'm out here, right? I'm out here, and now it's time for you to navigate this minefield and somehow be all the things I need you to be as a man, and specifically catered and tailored to me. Right. And again, we're not trying to just harp on women here. We're just a men's channel. We're trying to give men to see, like, we all see it, right? We've all experienced it. We've seen it. It's not to say that men don't have their triggers. We don't want the conversation to turn to, I never want the conversation to turn to, but women, but men. We can take time to talk about each issue. I'll make as many videos as necessary, right? I don't mind. I enjoy the YouTube creation process, but let's take time to say this issue is real for men. This is one of the reasons why men say, yeah, I'd rather just kind of be alone. I don't want to have to walk on eggshells just to love you. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the next one.